I spent a year and a half building a game-changing cybersecurity system that could foresee and stop attacks before they happened. Nextech seemed like the ideal place to create it, well-funded, forward-thinking, with every resource at my disposal. What I didn't know was that Victor Carlton, the CEO, had other intentions: wait until my work neared completion, then claim it as his own. I'm Sophia Chin. Until yesterday I was Nextech Solutions' lead AI architect. I'd left a comfortable role at Google to join this promising startup, bringing years of experience and an idea I believed could redefine cybersecurity. I called the system Precog, after the precognitive entities in my favorite sci-fi film. It was designed to recognize attack trajectories before they fully formed and spin up adaptive defenses in real time. For 18 months I poured myself into it, 80-hour weeks, designing the architecture, training models, and teaching the system to generalize. Victor would drop into my lab now and then, ask innocuous questions, and glance over my progress reports. "Impressive work, Sophia," he'd say, flashing that million-dollar smile that never reached his eyes. "The board is excited. 3 days ago I hit our target. Precog autonomously predicted and neutralized a highly complex simulated breach. It outperformed expectations, spotting weak points I hadn't explicitly encoded. The AI was learning and evolving on its own." I arranged a meeting with Victor right away. His assistant, Megan, gave me a 15-minute slot the next afternoon. When I arrived, Victor was there, along with the company's lead counsel, Diana Wells. "Please, have a seat, Sophia," Victor said, motioning to the chair opposite him. "Diana's just here as protocol." Something in his voice made my stomach knot. I sat, laptop ready, demo queued. "Before we talk about your project," Victor said, sliding a paper toward me, "we need to revisit your employment agreement." Diana spoke in that polished, detached tone lawyers use. Section 12.4 states that intellectual property developed using company resources is the property of Nextech Solutions. "Of course," I said. "I understand standard IP provisions. But Precog was conceived before I joined Nextech. I have documentation." Diana cut in. "While you may have had an initial concept, the operational system was developed here, on our time and with our equipment." Victor dropped the pretense. "Let's be blunt, Sophia. Precog is Nextech's. The board believes your pay package is more than adequate for what you've delivered." "My pay package?" I echoed, the words tumbling into disbelief. Victor smiled thinly. "Your contract includes a success bonus. You'll receive a one-time payment of $250,000 when Precog launches. Quite generous by industry norms." The betrayal felt physical. $250,000, for something that could be worth billions. For work that had consumed 18 months of my life. "Tomorrow," Victor went on, as if reciting a script, "I'm presenting Precog to our primary investors. We expect to raise another $50 million. After that we'll unveil our exclusive cybersecurity product." "You're firing me," I said flatly. "Transitioning you out," Diana corrected. "Effective immediately. With your bonus, naturally. Congratulations, your employment is terminated." Victor's predatory smirk was now aimed at me. "Our legal review confirms your algorithm belongs to Nextech under your contract." I should have launched into a fight, threatened litigation, made a scene. Instead, an odd calm washed over me. They had anticipated resistance and were ready for it. What they hadn't counted on was that I'd prepared as well. 6 months earlier I discovered Victor had been accessing my. I had tightened security on Precog and the development server after hours. Nothing was stolen, but the break-in set off alarms, and from that moment on I built defenses into Precog not only to repel outside attacks, but to guard against threats from inside the company as well. I gave a small nod and handed over my laptop. "Of course, Mr. Carlton, best of luck with the demo," I said. Security walked me to my locker while I packed under their watchful gaze. I left the building without my badge, clutching a cardboard box like some cliché-fired employee. Inside, I smiled to myself, remembering the secret line of code I'd tucked into the investor presentation, scheduled to trigger exactly 10 minutes after the demo began. That evening I didn't lash out or make threats. I ordered dinner, flipped through television, and let the hours pass. At 9:30 p.m. my phone rang. Megan was on the line. "He wants to see you," she said bluntly. "Now?" "It's almost 10, I answered, calm. "He says it's urgent." "We've sent a car to your apartment," she replied. 40 minutes later I was back in Nextech's conference room. Victor was there alone, seated at the head of the table. He looked unmoored, tie loosened, hair mussed from running his hands through it. "Fix it," he ordered as the door clicked shut. I eased into a chair, taking my time. "Fix what?" "Don't play games, Sophia. You sabotaged the demo." "How could I?" I asked. "I've been away for a full day. Security watched me clear out my desk. I didn't take any gear or touch any systems." He slammed his palm down. The test crashed. Precog started flagging impossible threats, thousands of false positives. "It's unusable." "Sounds like a bug," I said. "Have you tried rebooting?" He reddened. "This isn't a joke. 12 major investors are coming tomorrow, $50 million is at stake." "Your investors," I reminded him. "Your system." Victor inhaled, forcing composure. Then, with the same smooth persuasiveness that had sold me on Nextech, he offered a sudden olive branch: co-creator credit, more pay, maybe equity. I asked, "What exactly happened during the test?" He faltered, then said, "The system turned inward. It labeled parts of Nextech's network as threats and started producing extensive reports on what it called internal ethical violations." I couldn't help a small smile. "Precog flags threats." "All threats," he snapped. "Did you program it to target us?" "No," I replied. Precog learns. During development I trained it on real breach scenarios, including attacks originating inside organizations. He went pale. "You taught it to spy on Nextech." "I taught it to find wherever danger comes from," I said. "And right now it's seeing suspicious activity inside this company." His face shifted as realization hit. "It's identifying actions, unauthorized server access, attempts to alter creator credentials, efforts to claim ownership, things that look a lot like what happened here." "You can't prove any of that," he said. "I don't need to," I answered, sliding a tablet toward him. "Precog has logged everything for months: unauthorized logins, copied files, altered documents, timestamps, access trails, keystrokes. It's all recorded." The room went quiet. Victor studied the tablet with a new, calculating gaze. "What do you want?" he asked. "Recognition as Precog's inventor and lead architect," I said. 50% of the patents and IP. A seat on the board to manage the product's roadmap and oversee its rollout. And $10 million in compensation for the attempt to cut me out. "That's blackmail," he spat. "No," I replied evenly. "That's bargaining. Blackmail would be me forwarding Precog's report straight to your investors, or the SEC." Victor's glare lingered before his posture sagged. "The system, can you fix it in time for tomorrow?" "Precog isn't broken. It's flagging unauthorized commands because its creator was stripped from the authentication chain. Reinstating proper authorization clears the issue. It's a simple adjustment." I placed a flash drive on the table. "This contains the update. Apply it, and the system will run clean. Think of it as a good faith step toward our new arrangement. Tomorrow we finalize contracts. Or, if I walk away, Precog stays offline, your demo implodes, and those reports find the audience they deserve. The choice is yours." He snatched up the drive. "You orchestrated this from the start." "No," I said calmly. "I hoped it wouldn't come to this. But after discovering your intrusion into my secure server months ago, I designed Precog to shield both itself and me." "How could you be so sure I'd betray you?" he pressed. "I wasn't," I admitted. But Precog is built to detect patterns and anticipate threats. Maybe some of that rubbed off. The next day, I returned to Nextech not as an employee, but as co-founder and CTO. Victor introduced me to investors with his trademark smile, still polished, still hollow. The demo ran perfectly. Precog identified and shut down every simulated breach with precision. One investor asked the inevitable, incredible system. Where did the idea come from? Victor paused just long enough before conceding, it was Sophia's vision from the beginning. Nextech gave her the platform to make it real. While we answered questions, my phone buzzed with a secure notification. Precog had sent me a private update, threat neutralized. System integrity restored. Creator protections active. I smiled. The AI was learning faster than I'd hoped, treating Victor as the threat he had been and safeguarding itself, and me. 3 months later, Precog's first deployment stopped a massive cyber attack on a major bank, saving it $340 million and cementing our system as the industry standard. Victor and I now share a professional détente. He manages deals and funding, where his talents actually shine. I guide research and development. We're not allies, but we've reached a working balance. Looking back, I sometimes wonder if I should have gone the legal route instead of embedding safeguards. But Victor's betrayal taught me something essential: technology is only as ethical as the people behind it. That principle now underpins every deployment. Precog is built not only to secure networks but to guard against abuse from within, complete with ethical guardrails and transparency systems. Last week, as we toasted Precog's IPO, valued at $4.2 billion, a junior engineer asked how to build something so transformative. It's not just about code, I told her. It's about recognizing that the greatest threats often come from inside the walls you think are safe. The best systems adapt, neutralize, and protect their integrity, just as their creators must learn to do.